What's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do my review of the first 3 episodes of Terminal List, Dark Wolf. And yeah, so if you guys haven't heard yet, I took back my change I made to my country channel. The country channel is just going to be country music, rock music, and any show that is in a small town. Country music, rock music, gospel music, and any show that is set in a small town or set in the South, or any media that is set in the South and any media that is set in a small town, and gospel music, rock music, and country music. That's what the country channel is going to be. So most of my television and movie coverage is going to be on this channel from now on. So, and that's final. Like, I'm not going to change that again. So, I hope you guys are ready. And yeah, for this. So, I'm going to do a review of the Terminal List Dark Wolf. And I have reviewed Terminal List, the original series, Terminal List Season 1 on this channel. The Terminal List came out in 2022. And this is based off a book series. Yeah, so this series, Terminal List Dark Wolf, is a prequel telling the story of Ben Edwards, Taylor Kitsch's character from the first season. Now, Taylor Kitsch's character, Ben Edwards, gets killed off in the last episode. He gets shot in the head in the last episode, because he had a big part to play in James Reese's family's death, right? So he got killed in the final episode of the show, the final episode of season 1 of Terminal List. So when they announced that they were doing a Terminal List prequel series starring Taylor Kitsch's character, Ben Edwards, I'm like, interesting. I'll watch it because I love that character. I think he's a badass. But I'm like, with prequels, guys, I love prequels with some things, like, if James Gunn in his DC universe ever does a Justice Society project, I will be happy with that. But, like, I also like prequels to affect the story going forward, and that's what this does, because this introduces characters like Rafe and Jed and Luke Hemsworth's character and Chris Pratt and the people behind the Terminal List, I guess, universe. But people behind the Terminal List universe. Chris Pratt, Jack Carr, who's the writer of the books. Chris Pratt's an executive producer. Taylor Kitsch is an executive producer of this show, I think. They said this matters because it tells Ben Edwards' story and you get to see him be a badass again, but it also sets up characters to appear in season 2, which they are filming right now, according to Chris Pratt and Tom Hopper and Luke Hemsworth and a bunch of other people that are going to show up in season 2. So, yeah. So this show starts off with remember, guys, this takes place like 5 or 6 years before Terminal List Season 1, right? So, James Reese and Ben Edwards are still in the SEAL teams. We meet Rafe for the first time. Rafe is probably my favorite character through this series so far. Like, I don't know why I like him so much. I do like him a lot in this series. So basically what happens is we're training. Oh, and before I start reviewing this series, I wanted to, for any military personnel that are watching this, I wanted to say thank you for your service and God bless you guys. And, yeah, and thank you for your service. But now let's get into the review. So first I'm going to give you a brief rundown of the free episodes that we got on Wednesday. So, um, James Reese, Rafe, and Ben are in the SEAL teams, right? We meet Rafe for the first time. We find out that, and keep in mind, this is in the past, like before Terminal List Season 1, right? We find out that Ben Edwards is like, he's a high ranking Navy. I mean, he's a high ranking SEAL, like Navy SEAL, and he's also training Allied forces in Mosul, like in Afghanistan. He's also training Allied forces in Afghanistan. So he's really tight with this guy. I forget the dude's name. But he's really tight with this one Allied forces guy, right? I think his name is Muhammad. Or no, his name isn't Muhammad. There's a different character named Muhammad. But yeah, I forget his name. But this guy, like, his kids call Ben Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben. So they're really, really tight. So it builds their relationship first, and then they're trying to stop. Like, this show is fairly realistic to the real world, right? Like, it's fictionalized. Like, the show opens with, this show may have similarities to real events, but they're not real. But it's like they've all talked about how they strive for authenticity when they do like action and stuff like that. Like, the actors in the show, when they do action, they move like military people, right? They've stated that, and they've stated that they have like Navy SEALs on set and Green Berets and stuff like that. So Ben is trying to train the Allied forces, and we find out that he's really tight with this one guy and his family. And this one guy, like, they're on a mission, and he gets an injury to his leg. He basically gets shot in the leg, and so he's on crutches for a bit. So he's on like a desk job for a bit, and like he's still on the Navy SEAL base, but he's taking a break from training, obviously, because he's on crutches and stuff. And then the day he gets off of crutches, he's like, I'm gonna re-enlist to help find the guy they're looking for, because we're looking for a guy that leads a terrorist organization, right? And but before that can happen, the doctor that helped fix I forget the dude's name that fixed his leg comes and with another guy, and he's like, who's this? We find out that this guy from the terrorist organization said, you do this for me and I won't kill your whole family. You don't do this for me, I kill your whole family. So he ends up putting a bomb in his prosthetic leg, and it's like Ben Edwards and James Reese and Rafe are on a mission, and it's too late. The bomb goes off, and then Ben Edwards wants revenge, right? Because again, Ben Edwards and this guy were really, 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 really tight, right? Like really, 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 really close. Again, his kids called Ben Edwards Uncle Ben, right? So they were really tight. And then, so they're like, we're gonna find the guy that did this. So they all do they find him, and they're like, Rafe and Reese are like, we need to bring him in alive because he's a the guy that basically blew up or basically made Ben's friend do this is a CIA asset, right? So the CIA doesn't want the Navy SEALs to touch him, right? But obviously Ben and Ben's team wants revenge because if you don't know how most military organizations work, they're like, I'm not in the military, obviously, but I have family in military, right? And those guys are like your brothers, right? Like, and I've seen a bunch of like military op guys talk, right? Those guys are like your brothers, so you're gonna support your brother, right? So James Reese, Rafe, another guy, and Edwards go to like originally go to uh catch the guy that did this, and they're like alive Edwards, right? Because Edwards is really pissed off because again the guy was really tight, and then the guy that died and had a bomb in his leg, uh, were really really tight, and he sorry guys, he he finds the guy, and the guy starts taunting him like, you can't catch me, I work for the effing CIA, you can't touch me, you can't touch me, and and then he says something about Ben's friend, who he basically sent in as a mortar, right? And then Ben kills him, and the CIA is not very happy with how Ben did that, operated on that, right? And they're like, he killed a CIA asset. I want his rank, right? I want his badge. And then they're like, we don't just want Ben's badge. We want somebody else to go down with him, right? So it turns out that Rafe decides to support his brother and go down. He's not happy about it, right? But he goes down with Ben. And what I mean by go down, they both get their ranks taken. They meet this guy named Jed, who is building like a covert ops team. And then he's like, do you want to get the head guy of this organization that they were going after, right? This organization, and Edwards is like, yes. Rafe takes a bit of convincing because Rafe's like, Edwards, if we do this, I need to know that you're not gonna go off the edge again, right? And he's like, I'm not gonna go off the edge, I promise, right? And then so you find out that Jed has this whole like CIA, I mean not CIA, but like covert ops team, right? Where he's like the commander of it, and like the man in the chair of it, and then you have like you have Edwards and Rafe, you have Muhammad, you have a character named Muhammad, you have Michael Ealy's character. Yes, Michael Ealy is also in this show. You have Luke Hemsworth's character, all on this CIA team. And what their job is to basically go in and get the targets that are untouchable, basically. Right? So they're hunting this guy, the head guy of the organization. So when they do these missions, man, right? Because keep in mind, like, and Jed also promises Rafe and Edwards, like, I'll get you reinstated to the army once you help me. Or I'll get you, like, re-enlisted in the army once you help me. And, hey, you'll get an honorable discharge after this, right? And basically what this show is like, it's character development for Ben, yes, but it also introduces you to Rafe. It introduces you to characters that will be important to season 2. Probably. And I love this show. Like, the action in this show is really good. The plot is really good. If you guys like things like James Bond and Citadel and like Lioness and uh like Splinter Cell and Metal Gear Solid, I know those are video games, but if you guys like that type of tone in your TV, you will really like this show. Like, I really like this show. I'm not willing to say that the spinoff is better than Terminal List yet, but I cannot wait to see where they go with this series, and I cannot wait for the Terminal List season 2. And yeah, like, I can't wait to see where it goes, and see where these characters go, right? And yeah, so for me, I would give the first 3 episodes of the Terminal List a like a 9 or a 10 out of 10. And yeah, thank you so much. If you've had a chance to watch the Terminal List Dark Wolf, please leave your thoughts in the comments below. And I will be covering this show every Wednesday until it finishes. And yeah, thank you so much. And I hope you have a great day.